This was Tom's horse for the Paris Games last summer. They finished individually fourth, and of course big contributors with all scores counting to that gold medal for the British team, the second in a row. And this is the one that we've waited all day to see, because this is the one on the day one start list we would expect to be our leader.
And this is a horse that you'd be very happy to be trotting around the ring with, you know, plenty of chances to show it off. You know, and straight away you can see the scores this horse is getting. Oh, what a shame. Oh, you can hear the crowd. Everybody knows what that is. You know, even this horse, as experienced as it is just showing a bit of tension and a little bit of shortness in the neck. And that will have been what led to that breaking in the extended trot.
And conversely, it's also about Tom's bravery. I mean, he has been, you know, I think working with Ian Woodhead, Dickie Waygood, they'll have sent him in there, you know, feeling like he can conquer the world, and he'll have wanted to be brave and ride for it.
Yeah, no doubt. He set across that diagonal riding for the 10, as he should, because the horse is capable of it. Yeah, decent halt and rein back. Not perfect, but be happy with that.
One of the sort of the indefinables, and it's really about getting your eye in, is when you watch your horse's test and marker to marker, you know, the movement looks right, it looks very accurate, and you can't understand why you're looking at 7.5s and 8s when to your eye maybe you were seeing 6.5s, 7s, and it comes down to that perceived quality of the work and where the quality of the work sits on the scale of training that is drummed into our judges and our coaches and our riders from their earliest days in the sport. And it's what makes watching and enjoying dressage that's that little bit more difficult, because you have to see those nuances of quality.
Yeah, that's it. And if the horse trots for a 7, then the score is a 7, then to go up or down based on how the movement is. So, you know, this horse is a you know, super mover in all 3 paces, so you're on a good mark. And you know, a lot of these horses have been struggling to show their paces, which is why the scores have been struggling to be big. You know, he got great walk there, great walk pirouettes, and he's been rewarded, rightly so, with 8s for walk pirouettes. Just looks like the horse is again just taking a little bit of a breath and is able to show a bit more quality now.
And to the converse point I made with you earlier, Tom probably also knows exactly how far he can push the accelerator.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, and I suppose you don't know you've gone too far till you make a mistake, which we saw in the extended trot, but obviously lovely change. You know, you want to come in here and push for every mark you can get, of course you do. Tom really preparing for that change there. You know, he's rewarded, as we keep saying, those first changes, double coefficient, was a huge mark. Lovely changes there. And you've got the score for the Serpentine. So you've got 2 changes, 2 scores for the changes, and the score for the Serpentine. That whole section has a lot of points in it. And another good change. Yeah, this is going to be a very good mark.
Again, not necessarily surprising that this will be going into the lead. We kind of called it before we even started the day, let alone this session. The question simply is, what is the mark going to be? Winners at the level below at Thorsby, on a 24. They scored 25 in a 5-star intense test at the Paris Olympic Games, and that is the score they finished on across both rounds of show jumping for individual fourth. 9s across the board for the final halted salute.
Yeah.
78, 76, 77, the judges' percentages 22.4. That is up there with some of the very best scores for this horse.